If you're serious about moving to Spain, I highly recommend at least getting in touch with us relating to the Expat Services. There's a lot of stuff we can actually help you with, which may actually even be free. For example, if you needed somebody to help you with removals, we can actually give you people that we've used ourselves. Because recommendations are very important. But also, if you need stuff like your NIE doing, or maybe you need the documentation relating to your property done, or even getting a mortgage set up, we can basically deal with most administration tasks that people need. Want to transfer your car plates to Spanish plates, we can sort that out. If you want to get your padron, we can either show you how to do it or do it for you or with you. There are so many things that we can actually make things very easy for you. But there's also the other bits and pieces I haven't really brought up before, because there's a couple I know where the husband is housebound. While he's been here in Spain, his health is deteriorated a bit, so getting him out to a taxi or whatever is not an easy feat. He's quite a large gentleman and he needs to be lifted in a wheelchair. Those sort of things we can help with as well, because some of them may actually be free depending on who is doing it, but generally we're trying to keep the community together and help each other, because in the time I've been in Spain, I found a lot of people exploit expats. A lot of people exploit the Spanish. It's just normal. A lot of the administration stuff have these extra people doing processes that the government should be doing itself. There's a lot of stuff that quite simply can be complicated purely because you don't know. They don't tell you. You know, non-resident tax, how much is it and when do you have to pay? There's lots of bits and pieces that people just don't inform you about. The car tax for my van, for example, they didn't tell me when it was due. I actually went into the tax office with it. You need to be aware that there's nobody going to send a letter to you saying you have to pay this on the 23rd or whatever. You may get somebody send you a letter saying you're being fined because you haven't paid on time. Obviously a different scenario, but that's the reality of it. What I've aimed to do is actually try and create a business that actually saves you money. If you're doing something like trying to renew your internet services because they're not as fast as they say, or you want another company or something, we can actually help you with that transition. But also, say you want car insurance, we actually have an insurance broker we work with. But say your internet is supposed to be like ours, like 10 meg, are you aware you can actually have the cost reduced because they're not providing you the service you're paying for? There's a lot of stuff there that we can help you with that may cost you, say, 20 euros for, say, having somebody deal with some of this stuff for you, but you'll find you'll recover 200 euros within 12 months because of the amount you've saved, because you've been getting overcharged on a monthly basis. It's a bit like fees for accountants, because some people are self-employed in Spain mainly from a health point. I don't know why, because if you actually fill in your NHS forms to transfer your health from the UK to Spain, you should be covered anyway. But on top of that, if you do it, you'll find that you can be overcharged, because they'll go, oh, that's 100 euros a month. No, it's not. You can get it from as little as 25 a month, depending how much paperwork the accountant is processing for you. But they will not tell you that, because what they do is they'll get it for 25 and then they'll charge 60 for themselves. That's the sort of stuff that goes on. So our expat services is taking it from the view of an expat, not of let's exploit expats for everything they're worth. So as such, we're cost effective. Also, as time goes on, our network expands, and as it expands, things may not get cheaper, but you get peace of mind, and certainly nobody be on that list that's any rogue, because our whole thing is built on reputation. So if we had, say, a rogue builder, it does no favours for us whatsoever. One of the things I'm currently looking at the moment is going back to the UK to qualify with either Toshiba or Mitsubishi for air conditioning. The reason being is any installations I do myself will be to not only British standards but European standards as well, so it's going to be of a higher standard than you get with a lot of local people. Things like you should have an isolator at the condenser unit outside, because you should be able to isolate it when you're working on it. But also, like in this house, everything's connected to one circuit, and when the aircon's been faulty, it switches itself on and off. And how do you disconnect it? I've had to unwire it within the wall. I've had to disconnect it within the wall with live wires, because everything's connected together. There should be an isolation switch here, and there should be one on the roof. This sort of stuff is simple stuff, but they just don't do it. So there's a lot of things that we can do that will make A, your life easier, but B, a lot safer. I believe the regulations relating to swimming pools are starting to enforce the introduction of pool alarms that stop people drowning when they fall in. It will set the alarm off. Those sort of things are becoming legislation, but have you heard about it? No, most people haven't heard about most of the stuff. That's the problem. Thanks for listening, and feel free to get in touch. Even if you just want to drop a line and say, Matt, we're thinking of moving to Spain, not really sure where we want to live or what we're going to do, but just thought we'd say hello. Because I quite happily respond to people on a weekly basis about little things that they're interested in or wanted to know more about, and that sort of stuff, completely free. But obviously you say, Matt, I need to process car insurance, then obviously you've got the cost of the car insurance. It won't cost you any more than the car insurance costs, by the way. Quite simply, we're not actually charging anything on those at the moment because we haven't actually set up any commission rates, and if there was a commission rate, it would be in the insurance anyway. It's not your cost as such. It would basically mean the same price regardless of whether you went with us or somebody else. We just want the best deals for everybody. Thanks for listening.